Hello everyone, and welcome back to a new episode of Prismata. We are in the queue as we speak, and indeed matched up with Unknown. 90 seconds, base plus 5. Oof. That's a slow one. Very defensive set with like a big absorber and 2 big soak and like only 1 attacker. I don't think any kind of Hannibal rush is gonna be, well, no, it shouldn't be good, right? Even with Smorkus and Pixie? I don't know, maybe you could afford to get 1 Hannibal as like preemptive defense. But you wouldn't want more than 1, because your opponent can defend with matrices and stuff, and you really want to be spending your time on getting a lot of econ, I think, since like you're gonna have to buy all the Tarsiers pretty much, I suspect. Right, because it's really easy to defend like 11 damage per turn or something, right? It's just like a Hannibal. So you're gonna want a lot more attack than that, which means all the Tarsiers plus a bunch of splitters, and who knows? I don't know. Anyway, I don't see a reason to rush out of Hannibal, so I'm just gonna go 3rd NG into like whatever. Is it a 4th NG game? Probably not. Yeah, not with stuff like Smorkus to put on a little bit of pressure in the opening, maybe. Just like not exactly pressure, just like a little poke. I don't know. Maybe that's not such a great idea. Anyway, I can't really think through the details of what this opening is going to be like, so I'm not going to waste my time bank on it. I'm just going to kind of like autopilot out for a little while and see what happens. Save up some time bank. Green first could be a thing. Plexos are good. It's going to be a long time, but I'll be happy to like buy Pixie Gauss Cannon instead of buying Splitter, for example. Like, so I'll be perfectly happy to have some green. Opponent's getting 4th Engineer, which I did say might be a thing. The number of drones remaining to purchase is 14. If I buy 3 more, it'll be 11. And I don't know. I don't think I want an Engineer because I'd rather have a Conduit. Green is going to be fine. If I spent 11 bucks this turn on 3 drones and an NG, and then I bought 4 more drones, I don't know, I can't even figure out the math on how like what tech that would let me buy the turn after. But I think it comes out to the same as if I bought a Forge here. Right, because you spend 5 bucks and, well, no, the same as if I bought a Conduit, I think. So you get 2 of the dollars back. No. I don't know. I don't see why opponent's so hesitant to get a Conduit. I think green is fine. He's floating instead for what? Animus Forge would leave only 7 bucks. I don't think he wants that. Must be Animus Triple Drone. That's 15, I guess, is the point. Is that you can't afford a Conduit now because then you'd have to get a Forge instead of an Animus? Okay. But I think a Conduit's just fine. Right, I do this, and then I spend 15 on Triple Drone Animus. We both build Tarsiers and... Well, if I spend 8 on Tarsiers, I only have 9 left, which is perfect for drones, but it means I wouldn't have blue that way. I think that's fine. I don't like... Is it fine? Maybe it's not fine. I don't really want to not have a good absorber when my opponent's 2 Tarsiers are coming in, because he's building Animus and I'm building Animus. Then he's building Tarsiers and I'm building Tarsiers. And I won't be building a Forge. So what if instead I got a Forge and I just bought like 3 drones and a Pixie or a Splitter or something? A Splitter's kind of lame, but it would be a good absorber for the Tarsiers, so... Maybe 3 drones and a Pixie, and then I can get a Splitter when he buys Tarsiers. And this way I can actually get an Animus. It's kind of lame to have spent like $5 and then $1 on just a Pixie, but it was better than just wasting the money, and it was going to be hard to fit in a Blast Forge if I got a Conduit, I think. And also, like, taking out opponent's NG will be kind of useful, so there's that. So next turn is looking like 2 Tarsiers for sure. Splitter, probably, right? Although, actually could just be another Pixie, right? And then Wall later? That's probably even better. And keep on droning. He's gonna... okay. I mean, with Smorkus, it's certainly fine to have a lot of Animuses, actually. That's kind of interesting. But I think the drones are just more important, because there's so much soak in this set. So I wouldn't cut drones to do this. I sort of expect opponent to try to go quad Tarsier next turn, actually. Like, instead of some Smorkus thing. I think that he wants to buy out all the Tarsiers quickly and then sell off the red to Smorkus clicks, which is totally fine and a good thing to do. I'm just like trying to project like how much attack is he going to have. Is it going to be useful to get a Matrix coming up soon or not? And I think I don't want another Forge this turn because I think he'll only actually be attacking for 2. Especially if I build the second Forge, right? But I mean, I can actually build the second Forge and then just sink the blue into Pixies, and that way I'm flexible as to, like, I can build a Matrix if you build enough attack to reward that, and just build, like, Pixie Wall otherwise, which seems kind of cool. I really think, though, you want very nearly all the drones because of Matrix and Hannibal. Stopping at 19 feels too soon to me. Well, 20 is what it looks like opponent's getting. And maybe he'll try to go back to droning by buying Smorkus or something after buying 10 Tarsiers. Okay. I'd also like to sneak in some green at some point, for sure. But I still think that drones are a bigger priority. I could even build a Smorkus next turn instead of a Tarsier, instead of 2 Tarsiers, if that works out well. Like, opponent is not... If opponent wasn't going to have blue, then that would be a good, like, threat and a way to sink my red while I drone up a bit more and, like, make him lose an NG or 2. But against someone with access to blue, that's not my plan, right? I want something more like this. Actually, I could consider saving this Pixie. Normally it's like killing an engineer is the best you can do, but with access to frontline units, that's not quite true. Right, saving this makes me a little bit better against Hannibals. And I think that is definitely something to try to be ready for... I could cut this drone and build a conduit. I think it's still a little too early. I don't have enough drones. So the question is, can I actually kill a Hannibal soon? Does this pixie matter? Does opponent want to build 3 drones? I'm not sure on any of those things. The main thing is it's quite hard for me to add 3 attack next turn, so I couldn't kill a Hannibal if he built one right now, but I don't think he should/will. And after that, I should be okay with or without the pixie, so I could consider clicking it. Right, if I can get in 2 more Tarsiers, then killing a Hannibal whenever I want will be fine. Okay. Yeah, I don't think I need this pixie. Seems a little early for a Smorkus. Why are you getting a second red if you're also getting a Smorkus? I guess just because you want the second red and this was a convenient way to spend 5 RR. Sure. I will hang on to this pixie, I think. I don't think opponent really builds triple drone next turn, and having an odd number will be useful in case of some weird Hannibal thing. There's no way a Hannibal's coming, right? Yeah, what am I worried about? Get out of here. There might be one someday, but I think just killing the NG is better than worrying about that. I'm sad that I have so few drones. But observe, like, my attackers are kind of in better shape. I don't know. Also, I do actually not have fewer drones than opponent, so there's that. It's gonna kind of stink to build a matrix here, because opponent's gonna just attack it for 3 instead of 4, but that's life, I guess. He threatens to attack for 4, so I can't just not build any defenders. And I wanted a matrix anyway. This third Animus is a little weird. I mean, with Smorkus, it's like always kind of fine to have more Animuses. I just don't understand why this is better than drones. Right, it's basically like buying a Steel Splitter, sort of. Because there's no way he's building, like... I mean, he could build 4 Tarsiers and click Smorkus next turn. It's possible. But even if he's doing it, this Animus is just like an attacker for 1. There's no way he's building 6 Tarsiers next turn, I guess is what I'm getting at. It's like literally illegal. So I don't understand the third Animus. I'd like to get a Smorkus with my red next turn if opponent has a second blue, and probably not otherwise. Okay. So, you know, not a great matrix, but I don't... If opponent had a matrix, it would be like important to get a Smorkus, so I at least do some damage. But, I don't know, do I need a conduit? I feel like I do want a second Animus, but it's already like a little late. I'm almost done with the Tarsiers anyway. Let's just get started on a new tech. And Plexos are going to be great one day. Plus, like, a Force Field next turn is probably going to be good for granularity reasons. Honestly, like, I feel kind of dumb just churning out Tarsiers, but I think they're good. They're the best attacker in this set. I don't know, Smorkus is better, but I just want drones. I'm gonna be excited to see what opponent does with this third Animus. Obviously not time for Hannibals yet. Three Smorkuses, threatening 10 damage. Fascinating. Oh, 11 because of the Pixie, I guess? 12? 4? Oh yeah, these aren't 6, they're 7. I knew they weren't 8, but they're not 6 either. 4, 7, that's 11, 12. What am I missing? Oh, it says 13, but that's a lie. Okay. He's obviously not clicking all the Smorkuses. That would be madness. He can exploit me by holding a Smorkus and holding a Pixie, but clicking all the other Smorkuses, that's not so great. If he attacks for 7, that's fine. If he attacks for 8, it's an exploit, so he'll probably do that. Click 1 Smorkus, buy 4 Tarsiers or something. If I attack for 6, that's less convenient for him than 7 would be, because he'll have to lose 2 NGs instead of a wall. Anyway, so given that he's attacking me for 8, I guess a Force Field is alright. And then just NGs for granularity. And observe, by the way, attacking for 6 is super inconvenient right now for my opponent. It's as good as 7. Amazing. Once opponent gets up to 11 guaranteed attack, that'll be a time to start buying Hannibals. And if I'm honest, I think that time is right now. Like, next turn he'll have 6 plus 4 is 10, but that's only if he clicks 0 Smorkuses. I think he's going to click at least 1, so I think a Hannibal right now is pretty good. I don't think he can really exploit it, is what I'm saying. He'd have to hold back all Smorkuses and Pixie, and there's no way he's spending 6 red profitably, so it's a fake exploit. So this is attacking for 8, 9, 10. Is there some reason that attacking for 9 would be better? I don't think so. I could get a Rhino, but I think we need more permanent attack than that. I don't feel like I'm winning, by the way. Somehow it feels like opponent's just attacking for a lot more, and I think it's like all these Smorkuses. Obviously, I know opponent's not actually attacking for 13, but I do still need the Force Field because they could attack for 12. I guess I could hold a drone. That's probably better, right? Yeah, this way I can probably Plexo next turn And the drone is still gonna live. Yeah, that's better. Oh, I don't want a Plexo. I'll be defended. I just don't want to sack the drone unless I have to, and at the moment I don't. So now I can just sort of get on the Hannibal train for a little while. I'm not sure whether I need a wall to go with it or not. Wow. Actually clicking them all. Okay. But you're gonna stop at like, well, I guess that's 14 permanent attack if you are clicking all the Smorkases every turn. I mean, opponent is basically saying they don't want to build more Tarsiers because it would give my Hannibals more value. But again, they're definitely clicking some of the Smorkases. They're not gonna not spend 8 red. Right, it would not be real value to do so. And I'm perfectly defended, perfectly granular. Is that true? It must be, right? They're tagging for 6, 10, yeah. Right, they can click the Hannibal, and then that's like, everything goes into Matrix, and then they have at most like 3 extra, which is this stuff. And this is granular. Okay. It might be better to get a Pixie instead. I really don't want Plexos, though, is the thing. Like, not yet, because I'm absorbing for 11 here. If I make myself absorb for 15, I think opponent will find a way to punish that. So I think just a splitter is better. If I could somehow profitably attack for... There's no way opponent can keep 4 health alive and also keep the Rhino alive, is what I'm noticing, right? And so if I could somehow attack for 10, that would be kind of cool. But I can't, so I won't. How much does opponent guarantee attacking for? 6, 10, 11, plus like 2 of these is 13. So Plexo is not really good yet. But also not Plexo is bad? Oh, right, I was going to get Wall as well. Well, I'm out of Rhinos, the Tarsiers. I guess I better get this Rhino. But this doesn't feel like enough damage. Right? Opponent's just attacking for way more. I don't know what happened. Like, I guess he got a bunch of Smorkases and I didn't. They didn't feel like very good Smorkases or very good Animuses. Huh. And yet, here we are. Well, the Smorxes were good, of course, once you have all the Animuses. So next turn, 6, 7, 10, 13-ish is guaranteed attack. I feel like I still can't really buy Plexos. I'm not sure how it happened. I don't know, I guess opponent is like not on the Hannibal train though, somehow? Shouldn't you be? Why this Pixie? Huh. Some mild exploit to hold the Rhino, I guess? Drones are pretty good, I guess. I don't know. I'm out of Hannibals, which is a big problem. I didn't really build enough attack to do all the things I wanted to do. I guess it's gonna be Plexo time real soon, right? So maybe I need another conduit instead of this stuff? Or maybe just a splitter. Like, let's go, build more attack, right? Yeah, that seems better. I could build a wall to protect my rhinos, but I wouldn't be too surprised if opponent couldn't attack for enough to kill either rhino. Obviously they can't kill both, but they might not be able to kill any of them. If they're like losing this rhino, they may have to hold another, and they don't really want to click all the Smorxes, right? The splitter is very greedy. It's costing me a lot of granularity to not get that NG. Especially if I want to try to keep these rhinos alive. Maybe that's the wrong idea. This is probably... I like this better. Yeah. I guess it is cute to be like alternating Plexos and Hannibals in a way. That way you don't have the problem of like a giant exploitable mono absorber thingy. That's cute. So what are they absorbing here? 12? Well, I can't really attack for less than that. So I'm not exploiting. It would be nice if I could to attack for 14, making them lose both NGs and keep the wall. So that would be a nice number to hit. 10, 12, 13, that's one rhino and not the pixie. That seems fine. And now that I'm out of Hannibals, I can actually probably get a Smorcus. Add a lot of pressure all of a sudden. Ah, they're gonna be granular next turn anyway, even if I do hold the Rhino. With this expired Rhino and at least one Engineer. Okay, so not much point in that exploit that involves holding the Rhino, so I might as well just click it probably. So let's them keep 2 alive. I need to add 5 defense. And if they hold back 2 attack, which they probably will, then I'm not granular, and that's not very good. So let's get a force field out there. Wow, that Gauss Cannon was so greedy. I can't believe I did that. I really needed another conduit more than a Gauss Cannon, didn't I? Oof, there goes my granularity. Yeah, and there's no point, like... I could consider taking a granularity exploit for 1 now to keep the entity alive, so that they can't exploit me for more later, maybe? I don't know if that's great. I think I'll try it though. Like, what's the worst that could happen? Ooh. This hurts a lot. I could Gambit a Rhino instead. I could not click the Smorgas and buy Rhinos. I don't think that's so great. I really need the conduit, and then I just don't have much money left. Well, let's look at that, I guess. Like, suppose I did something like this. I can't spend the red, right? So that kind of sucks. I could do this, but then I can't spend the blue. So I think this is a better try. I could turn these 2 walls into a matrix, but then I have bigger granularity problems. It's harder to keep the Rhino. Even still, it's hard to keep the Rhino. Like, if they attack like this, I'm losing it. Keeping Wall NG instead, I think. But I threatened to keep the Rhino, which is kind of nice. I cannot believe you would build a Tarsier at this time. Surely, like, Rhinos, right? Oh my god. Drones. And no Hannibal. I guess they want to use Plexos next turn, basically. Can I exploit this somehow? 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. A little. Not much. Clicking all the Smorgases. I mean, they're gonna have a lot of Plexos available. Okay. So what's the score like at the moment right now? Opponent has 9 plus, call it 8, permanent attack, right? He doesn't want to use his red on much. That's 17. What do I have? 10, 12, 13, 14, 15. That's not so great. I'm also down on drones, and I have less green, and my wall supplies are lower. So that's sort of a problem. I have a rhino, a dead rhino lying around. That's nice. I do feel quite far behind, though. Also, opponent has better Hannibal supply. Yuck. Yeah. It's hard to see how I can win this. I just, I fail to detect any advantages. Right? Like, I mean, I can live for a while. Not very long. But then, after that, I'll just lose. So let's just, short circuit that, shall we? Yeah. Long game. I don't totally understand, like, why buying 4 Smorkases and 4 Animuses was a good idea. I guess, like, I don't know. Opponent was just, like, ahead in building attack, right? That's the main thing that, like, obviously stands out here. And I was playing a more responsive role, right? Buying wall against his first attackers, then a matrix, and, like, just sort of churning out Tarsiers. And then I switched to Hannibals, which is cool. But it does take away my access to Plexo, right? I don't know. Like, at this point in the game, opponent is already, like, way ahead, I think. So maybe analyzing past this is not all that useful. Like, what happened first? Like, opponent got the Animus first. That's neat. And my Forge first kind of sucked, obviously. The Pixie's not great. Yeah, maybe that's the problem, is, like, I got this Forge and didn't really do anything with it. But what was I supposed to do instead? Like, it was nice to be defended against threat of Smorkas, to just be ready to build a wall whenever I needed to, but, like, an early Smorkas was never a real threat. It was just something you could legally do with my opponent's economy, not something you would want to do. So, like, being defended against that is sort of an illusion. I feel like there must have just been some point when I was buying Tarsiers and I should have not done that. I should have gotten like Smorkas, but I don't get it. Like, what opponent did still looks dumb to me. Like, what? Really? 3 Animuses. I guess I must have, I don't remember exactly, but I'm pretty sure that I said there's no way opponent is spending 6 red without clicking a Smorkas, and therefore this matrix is getting value. But as you can see, opponent actually did spend 6 red without clicking a Smorkas, and so my Matrix did get less value. That's kind of funny. Like, I just have way less attack here, right? I'm up 3 drones. Maybe 2, depending on how you count this one. And, like, I have 6 permanent attack with 2 more on the way. Opponent has, like, 10 permanent attack? For a, call it 11, maybe, depending on whether he wants to buy more red stuff. Call it 10, because that way we can each have 1 Animus, right? He's spending 2 on clicks and not spending the other one on clicks. That way, like, it sort of cancels out, right? So opponent's up, like, 4 permanent attack. I have 2 more coming in eventually, but it's just not good. Yeah, Smorkas is still a unit I really don't understand very well. Like, I really just think of it as a red sink. But I have trouble using it when I want, like, a little bit of red still. I have trouble finding a spot to buy it, and then I can't ever click it. And it just would never enter my imagination to, like, buy 3 Animuses so you can get 4 Smorkases. Why would you do that? I don't know. It doesn't seem good. I thought of getting a second Animus for, like, 4 Tarsiers and then Smorkas. Like, that seems kind of cool. But, like, why you would buy 4 Animuses, I just don't get it. I mean, it makes Animus into a Steel Splitter that doesn't cost blue. Kind of. Like, that's cool, I guess. But the extra Animus that you buy... Like, this Animus here is... I don't know. Buying an Animus and then buying a Smorkas is like 2 Steel Splitters for 11, but one of them has build time 2. It just doesn't seem... I don't get it. It's weird and bad, and it beat me. I guess it's not bad, but I just don't understand. And I think the opponent had a cool idea, as I mentioned during the game, of alternating Hannibals and Plexos, because... Something that was bothering me was that, like, Plexo is this great defender, and I didn't really have access to it because with Hannibal and Matrix, I would just be defended for too much, and opponent would exploit the Plexo. By only buying a Hannibal on alternate turns, opponent had a cool, had some cool counterplay to that, and it would have also let me, like, sneak in a Smorkas at some point to get that instead of. If there was some turn where I wasn't buying Hannibal, I could get a Smorkas, right? Put a little bit more pressure on. But yeah, I think opponent just, like, had me all game, and I never really realized or understood why. Just a more carefully thought out opening, and then, like, secret tech I don't understand. How can this be right? I don't know, guys. Screenshot that one, will you? Like, Madman buys 3 Smorkases on 1 turn, comma, wins game. Onlookers amazed. I don't know. Anyway, I guess that's all for today. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.